Yorkshire Snowstorms. Mr. Thomas London, Fellow of the Royal Historical Society, Beeston, contributes the following. Apropos of the storm of this week, it may be interesting to notice the following great snowstorms as occurring in bygone days. 1614, succeeding a wonderful droughty summer, when hay was sold in Leeds at the exorbitant price of £4 a load, a long frost of 7 weeks occurred, and so great a quantity of snow fell that on the thaw taking place the waters of the Ouse so greatly inundated North Street and Skeldergate, York, that the people were obliged to quit their houses and seek safety in more elevated situations. Perhaps the greatest fall of snow which we have any account occurred on February the 25th, 1674. The storm began about 8 o'clock in the morning, and the fall continued for 4 days, with little intermission. The whole country was covered several feet deep, and all business was brought to a standstill. The frost at the same time was very severe, and many persons were frozen to their saddles, saddle and man being, according to the records of the time, removed from the horse together. 1713. So late as April 13th, a severe snowstorm occurred at Leeds, causing the shops to be closed and long icicles to hang pendant from the eaves of the houses, giving the whole the appearance of a winter's bleakest weather. In December 1764, a great fall of snow occurred about Christmas Day, and a sudden thaw coming on, accompanied with heavy rain, the River Aire on the 26th rose to such a height at Leeds that it forced down its banks at the head of the High Dam, where it formed a new channel and swept away an acre of soil out of School Close, besides washing down several trees at the parks close to the banks of the river. The damage was estimated at £1,000. What a different view this gives from the present state of the neighbourhood. The Midland and New stations over a portion of the stream, the Isle of Cinder crowded with trade buildings, School Close or Neville Street with its mills and houses, and Park Row, Lane and Street no longer possessing any rural features. In December 1790 the snow in Leeds was a yard deep. Again in 1799 a very severe and long winter was experienced, with deep snow when a great number of sheep and lambs perished. In 1814, contrary to the prognostications of Old Moor, the frost was so intense in January that all the rivers and canals were frozen up, and many of the roads completely blocked up with snow. And Mr. John Scalebeck, a Huddersfield man, with his son, 10 years old, going to visit his brother at Heelow, near Tadcaster, was frozen to death on the highway within 500 yards of his destination, and his son was found almost lifeless in a brickmaker's hut nearby, to which he had been able to crawl after using his feeble efforts to awake his father from his fatal stupor. Coming to more modern times, we find that in 1836 a great snowstorm commenced on December the 24th. The fall was so heavy and drifted so much that most of the roads were choked up. The Leeds mails and others on the London road were greatly delayed owing to it, and in many parts the coaches were unable to travel for several days. But the most remarkable thing about this storm was that there appeared in England at this time a near approach to an alpine avalanche. At Lewes in Sussex, an immense mass of snow, about noon of the 24th, glided off from the cliff hills above the town, and falling over the precipice, dashed in the roofs and totally destroyed 5 houses, burying the unfortunate inmates to the number of 14 under a mountain of snow. A great snowstorm also was experienced, accompanied by considerable loss of life in the year 1853. It began January the 19th and lasted nearly a week with great severity, blocking the lines of railways and occasioning in almost every country in England great inconvenience to traffic. The same year a very heavy fall took place in the merry month of May in Yorkshire, and at Huddersfield, Holmfirth and Barnsley it was said to be the heaviest known there for years at any season.